Hi everyone. Today we will see how to deploy a Streamlit application on EC2 cloud. And what is this Streamlit application? This Streamlit application using GPT-3 to generate the product description. We have seen a similar GPT-3 product description generator in the previous video where we integrated GPT-3 or OpenAI API with the AWS Lambda and API gateway. So in this video, I want to take that same code and then integrate that same code instead of Lambda with the Streamlit so that you can have some UI and your users can test it. And then we want to deploy it somewhere so that others can access it, right? Usually we deploy Streamlit application on Streamlit cloud, but the thing is that on Streamlit cloud you can only deploy one private app. So if you have more than one private app, you better you deploy it somewhere else. Else you have to make it public. So if the app is public means anyone can see your code, right? So that's not the most of the case. You want to keep your code private. So better we deploy this thing on EC2. So I'm going to show you, how do we let's say launch EC2 instance, connect to that instance, copy our Streamlit code, and let's finally run our let's say this particular application. So if you don't remember the previous thing, right? So we had a simple lambda function, right? Which was, taking some input, a product, let's say some product description, a small description from the user, and finally generate some, better product description using GPT. That's what we had it actually. So it was very simple. So what I did actually, I just used the GPT-3, Chat GPT, and I asked, convert this below lambda code into the Streamlit application, and it simply converted that for us. So what does this Streamlit application has? First of all, it's like an import. Then you give some st.title, which is Streamlit, what we imported here, and then we create some text area or text input where we can get some notes, right? So this is what this area, which is actually text area. You might see here text input, but I then ask it to make it as actually a text area, and I also ask to add some spinner kind of thing. So the final app, you can see, right? So we have a text area, the same what you see here that user can enter. Then what? Then if the button is clicked, we what we're going to do, we're going to run that spinner. Okay, let's show you, right, what's happening. So let me paste something here and let me generate the description. So you see, this is the spinner what I'm talking about, and it will keep running till we get that output. And finally you can see here we got the product description. So we put something like affordable stylish mobile covers, and we got add a touch of style to your mobile device with an affordable stylish mobile cover and all this thing, right? This is some kind of a description you might find on Amazon. So this is what what we have built. Same thing, we just put and wrap it around, let's say, Streamlit thing, right? So this is nothing but our Streamlit request, which remain the same. And once we got the response, which is nothing but a description, we are simply putting subheader, so that you can see some kind of a heading here. This is like a subheader, and then eventually we are writing the description. Nothing fancy. I don't want to spend much time on it. I hope you already know Streamlit somewhat. The focus is actually taking this application and let's say deploy here on EC2, right? So currently I'm in EC2 console. So if you're not sure what to do, so if you log in your AWS account, right, if you log in, then you can see here services tab here. In the services you can see the mostly popular or the recently visited services. If you're not sure what to do, you can search here EC2. You see we got this EC2, and if you click on EC2 you should land on that same dashboard that what I was there, right? Yeah, so here this is like EC2 dashboard, and you can see the instances here. You can click on instances, you can even launch instance from here. Okay, if you don't have anything, this will be a zero kind of thing, right? So let's launch instance. So this is the launch instance. Let's give some name to this instance. Maybe I say a YouTube, that is YT, and maybe Streamlit, and maybe let's say a GPT-3, something like that, right? YT Streamlit GPT. Let me copy also if I want for something this name. Okay, then we can choose what want. Let's say you can choose all of these things. Let's choose. Let's the free tier. I can choose because it is for demo. If I want, to give demo to the client, and if you have multiple apps, then I might choose something maybe 2 GB memory or something kind of thing, right? But for this demo, I think most of you might have only the free tier, right? So let's take this free tier only. Do we want to generate the key pair? So what happens? So this EC2 instance is kind of some virtual machine on AWS, right? So if you want to connect that machine, you need some authentication authorization key using which you can connect. So we can create that key for us. Where is this key pair? Yeah, here. So let's see that, create new pair, and maybe I give that same name, whatever the name of our machine, the YT Streamlit, and let's click on create. Okay, it is asking me to save that file. So let me save to a place where I can, so I'm going into this lot of things. Where is YouTube tutorials? Yeah, YouTube tutorials here, and I created some folder for this demo. Yeah, here Streamlit GPT-3 EC2. So here actually I'm storing our PEM file or PM file, whatever you call it. Now we have this file which is we going to require, when we want to connect. Do we want to create security group? Let's create it, right? Let's allow people to connect to our system from anywhere in the world. Let's allow all the traffic, maybe SSH, HTTPS, HTTP, all the traffic we will allow. And let's keep everything default, right? Nothing else, right? This is what the other people should be able to connect to our system. That's what we are allowing. We are creating a security group. All fine. Let's click on the launch instance. So it might take some time, right? That instance. So again, if you go back to our instances, let's click on here instances, and you should see there are two instances. The one which I already have, this is where actually I'm hosting some of my demo, and this is what, let's say, we are doing with now this YouTube demo. And you can see it is in the pending stage. Some things are going on, and if you click on instance, you can see some details down here. Maybe you should be able to see the right. This is like a public IP address. This IP address we're going to use, when you want to access this particular URL or this particular app. What else we have, right? Maybe, yeah, some things related to maybe the networking security group. Yeah, these are the inbound rules. Do you remember, these are the rules which is allowed currently, like anywhere from the world, they should be able to connect to the port 443, port 80, and port 22, right? Some of these rules are there. Anyway, we don't need to worry about them. Just we are going through because we're going to come back here maybe. Okay, let's see, the app is running. So not the app, but our instance is running. So let's click on the instance, and you can see the same details, whatever your instance. So here you can see the connect. You can connect now instance. So there are different ways you can connect. Actually, you can connect like from via web browser also. You can connect via web browser. You see people have a username EC2 user. The best way is actually through the SSH client, right? This way. So we're going to, let's say, connect from our local machine, right? So do let's go back to our terminal here. You see, this is the PAIM file that we downloaded because this is the app which I copied from the chat GPT. This is the app which has two files. One is the app file, the same code, and then we have a requirement.txt. Don't worry, I'm going to share this code with you, so you don't need to worry about it. And this is my API key. Most likely, I will be deleting this OpenAI API key after this call, or sorry, after this recording. Now what? Here is my Streamlit application running. So let me create a different shell, a git bash shell. Usually I prefer git bash. Let's see, ls. You can see this is our three files here. Now let's name this git bash, which will represent maybe our local. And let's create one more git bash actually. Not the PowerShell. Oh, sorry. Maybe I should click here. Git bash. Let's rename this to maybe, let's say this is where we actually want to connect to EC2, so that it's easy to see, so this is an EC2. Let's connect here. So we want to make an SSH request. So go back to here. See, this is directly we are getting request. Let's copy this request and let's make this SSH thing, right? So I just copied and just hitting, right? So it is asking me for permission or something. Let's do the yes. And eventually now we connected to the EC2. This is actually an EC2 instance. That's what it. Let's see what is there. There is nothing. What is the directory that we first log in? So we are home EC2 user. So if you don't remember, let's go back to here. And when you see here is the EC2 user, right? So this is the user by default. So there will be directory just like you have your home directory and the username, right? So we are here. So let's do first, let's create the virtual environment, right? So I just try it and keep the certain commands are ready. This is how we connect to EC2 instance. We don't need to remember, it is available directly on the instance here itself, right? So that is fine. So in Python, to create the virtual environment, we have to use this Python 3 hyphen m virtual environment and then the name of your virtual environment. So let me copy this thing. Pretty simple command. Okay, and it should create the virtual environment on that machine. So it might okay. It I think it took like see we could see that virtual environment is created, and we can activate this virtual environment. To activate virtual environment or DNS, we just need to type source, your environment name, and the bean activate. Okay, you don't need to copy always. You can simply let's try here only source. What is the name of environment? That my environment. Then what? I think it is a bean, and then what activate? Yes, you can see it got activated. Good. Now let's do one thing. Let's copy our file here. These two files, what we see here, right? Let's copy them. So we will use SSH copy. I think I have that syntax here, right? So this has to be our PEM file name, right? And here we should have our path, whatever the thing, right? So let me copy this command down somewhere and we will modify it. So here we want our file name. So let's see what is our file name. Let me copy this name. Again, I should give these commands to also you if you are not familiar with the SSH command. So this is our file permission or identity file. This is the file that we want to transfer. So let's try let's copy this file. We will try to copy requirement.txt file. So let me take it again. Okay, this is file, and this is where we actually require our EC2 path. This home EC2 user, we are inside this home EC2, right? So, but this is actually the EC2 instance path. So let's copy. We can get it from here. Here is right. This is let's copy this. So you'll see what's happening in SSH. This is an identity file. This is the source file that we want to transfer and where to transfer. We want to transfer here. This is our name of the machine and this is the directory where it should go. So let's copy this whole command, scp command, and we should try from the local because here we are already on that machine. So let's go to the local, right? Here we are at the local and we know we have that file here or the three files here, right? So let's run this scp command from this local so that we get that file available here. And let's see what happens. You see that file got transferred. If you want to see whether we got it here or not, let's do ls here. You see we got the requirement.txt. Let's do the same thing with maybe the other file which is our app.py. So we have this app.py. I hope now we have both the files there. Yep. So let's go here and see again here. Okay, we got both the files now. Let's run Streamlit application here. So how will we run it? So we use, oh, but we don't have Streamlit. We need to install. So let's do pip install hyphen r. Here is our requirements.txt, right? And it should install both thing for us, Streamlit and the OpenAI for us, right? So it's installing, might take some time. Okay, I think it has successfully built those files and now let's see what it is doing. Okay, finally I think both of these things are installed. Now I should run a Streamlit run, that is the command, and the file of the Streamlit. Where is our Streamlit app? It is in the app.py. So let's run it. See, our app is running on this external URL, this external URL is nothing but our public IP. Let's run this thing, right? Let's follow. Let's open it. So we are running. So we will check whether our public IP was the same or not. If you go to again this instance, and you should be able to see the public IP, which is this 344 something 34229. Is it same? Yes, 34229. And the 8501 is the port on which now you see it is not able to access it. Why? Because 8501 port is not open. So you can go and check your security rules and you can see the inbound rules. Inbound rules can only access this three port. There is no scope for 8501, right? So let's make those changes. So we are inside the security tab. There are inbound rules. I think there should be edit button somewhere to run. No, let's click on the security group itself. Yeah, inside the security group now we have edit inbound rules. Now let's add one more rule here. Yeah, it is a TCP port is actually our 8501. This one. Again, we want from anywhere from the world we should be able to access, which is 00. Think something. Let's make a save rules, and rule has been saved. So it might have reflected. Let's go and refresh this page, and we should be able to see now. This is awesome. You see, now we are able to see our app, which is running on 8501. Shall we taste that same example here, or maybe different example? Anyway, I only know two, three examples. So let's say car cover. Limit something like maybe car cover which is stylish, and let it generate for us something. Keep your car looking like a new with this stylish car cover made with durable water resistant material and all these things, right? So this is the best thing about GPT-3. Okay, so we saw the app is running fine perfectly. Now you can share this particular URL with from to anyone. Let's do this thing and let's go to the incognito and try this thing, right? And you see the other people are going to access it because we are running it on incognito, right? So again, why I'm just typing the covers and all these things? Maybe what? Maybe a school bag or something. School bag, just one word, and let it generate description for us. The stylish, everything is stylish. This stylish and practical school bag is perfect for school, work, and everyday use. All these things, right? So you see, your users are going to access this particular app perfectly fine. But there is one thing, right? So you see, we have deployed, it is running here, right? But what if you exit from here? So if you exit from here, your app is not going to work, right? So now you see, now you're exited from there. So is your app is running now still there? No. So app is not running. So you have to make sure the app should run into the background, or even if you close your window, it should be running. So we need to take care of that thing. So let's re-log into our EC2 again. How? We have to make that SSH thing again, right? So we have that SSH thing. We have to again activate our virtual environment, which is like source, the name of our virtual widget, which is something my environment. Then we have to do the bin, and then we have to use the activate. So it got activated. Let's look at our files. All are there, no problem. So let's run, but we have to use no hub, right? No hub, and then we should run Streamlit run, and this is what app.py. And this no hub actually stands something for, like, even if I close this window, the our app will still run, right? And I think this one is, you can put ampersand, which is actually running things in a background, something like this. Okay, let me give how much space I give. And sorry, I just wanted ampersand again, and let me run this. Okay, so you see, if I again double click, now it's running in the background. Now first thing, it is due to this ampersand, it is running in the background. Let's go and check the app. It's running now. It's running in the background, right? And even let's exit from here. So I am typing, let's say control C, I'm pressing control C. So I exited from here, right? And let's go back and see whether our app is still running or not. It's still running, right? Because that's what we use no hub, and we use these ampersand to run it in a background. So this is what you have to do, right? Should I mention that here somewhere? Maybe code which was like no hub, and then we had a streamlit, and we have app.py, and then what, I just put an ampersand, right, to run it in a background. This is what we did. I hope you found this video useful. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you get any issues related to the videos or the hands-on what you are doing, with the help of my videos, so we have created a Discord channel now. In that Discord channel, you can come, you can ask for help, and you can post anything doubts you have, and I will try to try to resolve that particular issue. And there are even other members from the Discord which can help you, right? And here also I post sometimes, like any freelancing opportunity or any opportunity to work with me. So if you are interested, let me know into the comment, and I will share the Discord link with you. Thank you.